It is time for you to practice composition now. So you're going to take a piece of paper and divide it up into 8 spaces. You will see these things listed on the slideshow in Google Classroom. What you're going to do is divide it up and you're going to show each of these things in every space. You can use simple shapes to do this. You do not have to make it complicated. What you're thinking about is how you can arrange the space. So first take your piece of paper and you're going to divide it up. You can do it just like this. You can keep it simple. It's okay. I'm just dividing my paper into half. And then I'm going to divide each of those spaces in half again, and that gives me 8 sections. If it's not exactly even, it's okay. You just want 8 spaces. So in the first one, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're writing in each of these things that you want to show. So we got focal point, contrast, unity, visual movement, if I can write, rhythm, symmetrical balance, and then asymmetrical balance. Voila. All right, so focal point, that is just drawing the viewer's eyes. So it's something you want people to look at. So in this space, you're going to treat it just like a little mini piece of paper, the little section that you drew, and you're going to draw something. But I want more than one object. But your goal is to make that object stand out more than anything else in that space. So you'll draw the viewer's eyes by making it different somehow, however you want to do. All right, then you'll go down to one of the other ones. I'm just choosing contrast because I want to. Remember, contrast is opposites. So it can be light and dark. It can be different textures. It can be geometric or organic shapes. It could be just value blocks. And this one, I'm just kind of making this scratchy shape. And then I have this shape over here that looks very different. It has different value. The texture's different. And I'm just adding different types of contrast using value for mine, but also shape. And I have some weird lines going on. You're just showing opposites. And then the next one that we're going to do is unity. So contrast is opposites, is things that are different. Unity is things that are the same. So they don't have to be exactly the same. They need to be similar, right? So in this case, I have a similar value, but I also have dots. They're the same type of dots. They're maybe not the same size, but you associate them together because they have a similar shape. And these also have a similar value. It would work even if they weren't all dark, but they are unified through their shape and also their value. And they're all in a line as well. All right, here we go. We are moving on. The next one that we're going to do is visual movement. So don't let this one intimidate you. First step is to just draw something in the space. Doesn't matter what you draw, just plug something in. I'm going to draw a little star. And now the goal is to get the viewer to look at something else besides what you drew. I drew a line, your eyeballs follow the line, and you end up at the other star. But I don't want their eyes to stay there, so I'm going to do something else. I'm going to add some value now, and it's going to pull you down towards that corner. If I want to drag the viewer's eyes at a different spot, I need to go somewhere else and do either texture or contrast, something that's different. In this case, I'm going to do broken implied line, and it's going to drag their eyeballs away from that dark star. I even put like a little teeny tiny value in the corner. But anyway, so that is visual movement. You're making the viewer look at different things by placement or value, texture, contrast. And so, but rhythm is repetition. It does not have to be the same thing, but you want them somewhat similar, but they can change. So my stars are not the same shape. They are different sizes too, and they're placed differently, but yet they still feel like they belong together. There is a lot of overlap between rhythm and unity. Rhythm can show unity, but unity doesn't always have to have lots of rhythm to it. So I'm plugging in little stars, little smiley faces, and you can see they repeat like the beat of a song, and that gives you rhythm. And then we have the balance, and you guys did awesome with the notons, so we're working on symmetrical balance in this box. And what you're doing is you're drawing a shape or a design, and you want it to match on both sides. I get it. We are not perfect people, and so it's not probably going to exactly match because, well, we don't live in a perfect world, and we're not perfect. But do your best. You want it to resemble something that matches on both sides. So if you draw something on one side, well, you need to draw it on the other. And you're just going to make a match. And if you need to check it, just lay something down the middle of the shape and to see if both sides look like a mirror image. Alrighty, the last one is asymmetrical balance. So this is where things do not match on either side, but it feels like they are evenly weighted. And so when you look at it, you're going to want it to feel like you're not pulled one way or the other. It feels even. So I have a really big shape and it's empty, it's white. Then I have a little bitty dark star. The big shape is balanced out by the darkness in the star. And so I went ahead, because it still felt like it's pulling, I added some other little points, and now it pulls you back. So it makes you want to look more at both of them. So play with it. Every time you change one side of this, you'll have to change the other side.